Right,
So
because
yeah.
I already don't care. Please, mate, knock down that wall, and then I'm there with you, because I do not care.
A lot of the
That'd be
time
hard.
they sell it really well, like, something will reduce your like increase your lifespan or reduce your risk of cancer and stuff. And then you get to the point where you're like, wait, but how does it do that? And then you have to get them to really explain,
Yeah.
really clearly how things work,
Wow.
because the science jargon and stuff like that, yeah, that completely throws me for a loop.
And yesterday, I saw you doing some interviews, and I know I've done commentary before. You're you have great days, like you said, really great days where
Yeah.
your mind and your mouth is working so well.
Yep.
Like, I am unstoppable here, but every word's a winner. And then sometimes you woke up out of bed a bit rough, and the brain and the mouth, like, if you stumble over a word at a critical time, has that happened many times?
Oh, yeah, you're preaching to the choir. You know what? I find that those days are like when I wake up feeling really, really good and I'm like ready to go. And then I get to my first interview and my brain just is so overactive that then I just completely short out and nothing happens. And sometimes it's the days where I'm a bit slower getting into it that it turns out to be every question's a gem and it's all just flowing really nicely. A lot that happens, and live crosses and stuff like that. That's always daunting. With
You do many of those?
not so much at the moment. I was covering for someone doing weather for a while, which was really, really fun. And so I was doing them every night. And when I started, I was super nervous, and I had like one of those news bloopers style, like the things that you see at the end of the year on YouTube, the best bloopers of the year. Not that mine was as good as some of the others, but yeah, like I just completely blanked out, and
Really?
But I think
Can you find it online?
I hope not.
What'd you do?
I
Tell me.
hope that every trace of that has been deleted. I was just out on location and I just completely forgot what I was saying, and I think it went something along the lines of, sorry, and then I just looked down at my page and started reading. I didn't know what to do. It was terrible. But I think like you have to have at least one of those moments.
Yeah.
And then you realize that actually looking down at your paper, looking at your notes is not the end of the world, and you can do that. People don't, hopefully people don't expect that you are always going to be on top of everything. You've got a lot of information coming at you. So yeah, sometimes it's nice to just be able to look down at your notes and
it's how you deal with the problem, right?
Yeah.
I always like listening to, there's a comedian, Bill Burr, and he always kind of talks about how when he was a young comic, and he would be sucking, everyone be hating him. He's in a room, they're all like booing him, and he just stays in his act. And then he's trying to sell another joke. And this is when he first started. So if you're a first journalist and you're like, I'm clearly messing up. If you don't acknowledge that and if you can actually acknowledge it, I guess on TV, like, I just don't know what I'm saying. And then next minute, everyone go, she doesn't know what she's saying.
Yeah, I mean,
just techniques, right?
Yeah, and you learn from it. Like, I had like a mentor, Melissa, that I worked with a lot in uni, and she said those moments where you're like grappling for words and grappling for language, those are the moments where you're learning so much about how to articulate your point and how to get it across to people. So it's not all bad, even though it's horrible at the time, and 10 seconds feels like 100 years as well. When you go silent, that time when you're in that moment just stretches out for the longest time, and your stomach's dropping and your pulse is pounding in your ears, and you're like, oh my God, this is never going to end. What am I doing?
And it's 10 times worse now because you've got YouTube. It
could end up anywhere.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide in seconds.
It's terrifying. And all that's going through your head at 1,000 miles an hour. And it's just, it's scary, but it's also not the end of the world. Obviously, it's best not to make mistakes, but
I can feel I've made you even more nervous now.
Now I'm worried that I'm going to do it. Now I'm just going to freeze up. But
I just had a funny thought for you.
Yeah.
Okay, you're very young, right? So
I guess.
let's say you're locked in, that you do this for another 20 years. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be so stoked to see all your haircuts. You know that one?
Yeah. Look, it'll probably stay like this forever because.
Oh no, no, they say perm's coming back in. You know?
Oh, is it? Oh, I don't know about that. Look, my hair basically is a perm already. It's frizzy as. I would love to. Obviously, you can't do this in telly because you have to be, professional and present yourself a certain way. But I'd love to colour my hair like cool kind of pastel colours. That would be awesome.
You could be the one.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to like match it to my outfits though.
Yeah. No. Then next minute, they'll be sending you out on only dog stories.
Yeah.
And only
hermit crab stories.
Yeah.
Which look, I wouldn't say no to, but don't know how far that'd get me. But yeah, I do love an animal story.
Right.
I do. They're a lot of fun.
Do you have to do heavy stuff though? A big golden moment I had was when a guy rang me out of the blue about this show. Mm-hmm. He bumped into someone in Brisbane. He rang me, "Hey Drew, my name's Josh Bavis. I'm a police reporter. I normally work in Cairns." He's from Brisbane. He does everything for the ABC. Mm-hmm. But it's all to do with the police.
Yeah.
But he wanted someone from the 7:30 report, went on holidays for a couple of weeks. So Josh got the great opportunity to produce every show and interview produce. I don't know what that's called. But he was the man. Had to get all these stories together in these 2 weeks of the 7:30 report, which is every night.
Wow.
On the ABC. So he rang me, heard about this guy with his podcast show on the Gold Coast, interviewing people he likes. And I love him for it. It was a great story.
Yeah.
But he was dreading going back. It was great work. He's such a talent. Another young guy, right? But he had to go back to his normal police reporting, which is just negative and heavy all the time. He sort of mentioned this time that he had to go to a massive family murder in Cairns. It's quite famous. I don't know much about it.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was
kids.
there.
Very sad.
And it was, how horrible that would be. Just as a journalist, you're just trying to do your job, right? You don't think of that when you're in uni. You're just trying to get through and get a good gig.
No, I mean, I think, and you do. I mean, like I said earlier, what I like about working here on the Gold Coast is you do get a nice cross-section. Obviously, we do have the heavier stories here, but there's a lot going on, like the city's expanding. There's a lot of positive stuff too. So we get a nice cross-section at work. There's a nice balance when you do a negative story. It's balanced out by the fact that, the next day you might be doing something positive. So I think that's always, something to look forward to and to know that it's not going to be like that every day. If you have a heavy story, it can be balanced out and lightened up by
Isn't that great?
By other things, which is nice. And I mean, I guess that's everywhere.
We're a tourist city, so someone at can I say it? 9? Oh, where you work.
9. Yep.
It must be conscious. Hey, we need to balance this out with a bit of a crazy hermit crab story because we've had some heavy stuff. We're a tourist city. We can't be all just like, And
I think people like. As well, especially with the Gold Coast, I was having this conversation with someone yesterday. I feel like here people don't take what we have for granted. I think people are very thankful for the lifestyle that we have and how great the city is. And I think people like to see those stories. I think they respond to them because it's a reminder that, we do live in a wonderful place and there's a lot going on and it's something that's a bit of a pick-me-up for other people as well at the end of their workday to know that there's good stuff going on in our city. It's not all bad.
Well, you're great. Jeez, they can't shift you anywhere then, can they?
What do you mean?
You don't want to be sent to, I don't know. Do they do that in that industry? Like, teachers have to go, are you sort of a big network or, you need to put your feet in here because where else?
Well,
Sydney would be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go at this point, being 26 and not really having any ties anywhere. At this point, I'd go anywhere. I love being here though, and I love working in the newsroom that I'm in because everyone's great. But yeah, I mean, it's nice when you're young and you're not tied down to just be able to adventure and experience different things.
I just remember my story.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
So, anyway, so I rang Channel 9. because I just couldn't leave this hermit crab story.
I'm so glad you did. It's so wonderful.
Me too, right? But here's what, and I'm saying this for a reason, because the guy, he did have a laugh about it himself.
Yeah.
Whoever took the phone call, I recognised his voice. I really actually threw my TV away more than a year ago. So,
Wow.
so to be honest, you know, I knew his voice, right? So I don't know whether he was the guy actually who does a lot of the face-to-face TV on the, what do you call it? Like a panel anchor? I don't know.
Yeah, like the
It
newsreader.
sounded like whoever that guy was. He didn't say his name, but he was like, hello. Like, and I paused and went, hi mate. I got a pretty fun story. Have you got a minute? He goes, not really. I went, okay. Well, mate, I got to tell you. Anyway, there's this hermit crab, and he went 300 minutes, and it's a great story. I think it's a really good upbeat one. It might be great for the city. He goes, no, I don't know, man.
Oh, really?
And I went, oh, you don't sound excited at all. And then he goes, well, it's been a long day. I went, I know, that's why we need your great story.
If it makes you feel better, that's how most of my pictures go in the morning as well. Oh, yeah.
I just imagine him being crammed with political stories and rah all day. It's like 5:30 in the afternoon. He's just like, oh, everything's bad. And then some nutcase with some stupid hermit crab story. Just like, what, mate? What? Really?
It's the
What about Syria? Anyway, so I was stoked. That's why I'm so stoked that I see you guys actually there. I'm like, hey, my good mate in that room. He did it.
He made it happen.
Well, I wonder if he lay at night at 1 o'clock in the morning going, oh, he was right, you know. You got to make that happen.
Well, you were right. People
Get me
like
Rolsey.
that. The animal correspondent.
She dyed her hair pink yet? All right, we'll use her anyway.
I should dye it red in solidarity with the racing stripe. I love that he has a racing stripe as well to make him go fast.
And a banged up shell.
Yeah, it's banged up. You got to go and see him if he hasn't already been sold today. You know, he's probably in demand now. But yeah, like the difference, he's probably, you know, took a tumble on the concrete and, you know, been through all sorts of, it's like you said it yesterday, you know, it's the kind of thing that would make just an excellent Disney movie.
Yeah.
It would just be...
You think of all the car
it's
tires
like
that just
Finding
nearly hit
Nemo.
him.
Yeah, well, Tony, my cameraman, was going around with like a GoPro and like scuttling from one side of the footpath to the other, like doing, you know, trying to be a hermit crab, like POV shots. It's I just lost my train of thought completely. But yeah, no, it would
you
make
were thinking
it good.
about how Tom Tate needs to build some sort of like a what do you call it?
Like a hermit crab thoroughfare.
Yeah, like some sort of
Well, they travel, apparently in the wild, they can travel up to 5 kilometers in one burst. If you haven't seen the story, I said that in my story last night.
They recorded it for me next time.
Oh, did they?
They actually said they videotaped it. I went, what does it actually mean now?
Yeah. I'm sorry, we're in 2016.
How did you tape? I don't even know how people tape stuff.
No, that's great. I miss videotapes.
Yeah.
You know, like aerobics Oz style and stuff like that.
Yep.
Maybe not so much for you, but yeah, that would be, you know, if anyone from Pixar's listening, you know, we've got a great idea for a story for you. Yeah. Like Finding Nemo, you know. Yeah. The lost
needs a name.
Runaway hermit crab.
Yeah. Needs a name.
Herman.
Okay. All right, whatever.
You don't sound convinced. Where does this post to? Leave a comment and tell us what the name should be.
Were you in Vietnam?
I went to Vietnam actually when I was in uni.
See how you say Vietnam and France? And I'm the guy from Logan? Vietnam. France.
I feel like I say kind of both, though. I get lazy.
Yeah, but it's good you say it. You know, that's why they hired you. You know, you have that world view. Have you heard your mates from Brisbane going now?
I still do that sometimes.
Yeah, right.
When I get lazy, when I get tired, I start talking like a country person. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love the Aussie accent. It's quite fun. I went to Vietnam back in, when was that? 2012, maybe. So it was wonderful. One of my uni professors set it up that we would go over there and be like foreign correspondents, you know, and learn and be on the job, which was just the most amazing experience because there's not really a lot that can prepare you to start and be a journalist and be in the job. Like, you feel so out of your depth when you first start, but that was a really good thing to be, to be on the job every day and be like trying to generate news, and especially in a different country, it was amazing. However, Vietnam